Surfboat racing, one of the most dynamic and iconic Australian sports. You are watching the best crews in Australia going head-to-head in the battle to be the national representative here at Port Kembla. As we head into Heat 1 of Round 7, this is the final round in the race for the overall point score and be the crew to take on the might of New Zealand. Will it be Bagola Gold? If it is, they really must win this heat to really keep the pressure on Ostermeer, who are yet to be beaten. But as we know, Grant Wilkinson, Currumbin are one of the form teams in the nation, while Bulleye Gold are having a day out as well.
This is an absolutely fantastic race here. Bagola Gold, probably the only crew that can really catch Ostermeer and make them work for their Australian jersey. Currumbin, one of the benchmark crews for the last 4 or 5 years. Bulleye Gold, fresh from a silver medal at the World Championships this year. Out of those 3 crews, it'll be hard to see who comes away with the victory. Yeah, you can see Maroochydore there on screen, but look who is out in front. It is Currumbin, not having the greatest of days, it must be said, but they're looking to leave their mark in this one. They got a fantastic start there. You see the distance they've got on Maroochydore. They're 2 or 3 lengths ahead here. And looks like Currumbin are really powering away. Bagola Gold there on the top right of screen, also doing well. Not too bad at all. Of course, Bagola Gold, we know they have to win to really keep the pressure on Ostermeer here. But they've got a race on their hands already. The boys from Currumbin, the Barbars, they really want to make sure everyone are reminded just how good a crew they are today. Oh, look at that. They're out of their seats as they crash through some of the lumpy stuff here. How'd you like to be in the bow seat there on Bagola? The bowman generally recognised as the stunt seat of the boat. You get the highest air, we're going over the waves, and it's probably the most dangerous out of the whole boat. You see Currumbin just going over the top there, the bowman coming right out of his seat, keeping the pressure through his legs, keeping the boat under constant power. Yeah, of course. They can't see what's coming. Probably they don't want to see what's coming sometimes, I'd imagine, okay? But there's Maroochydore. They're looking to have a big finish as well. They're not going to feature in the top couple, you would imagine, as they now start turning and head for home. Bagola look like they have turned okay, but it's Currumbin with their noses in front, while Bulleye Gold, they look like they've had some trouble on the turn. Yeah, Bulleye, Paul Jones from Bulleye there, the sweep. He's a left-handed sweep. That means he gets to push the oar away from him. Usually that's a really fast way to turn, but unfortunately for them, just costing a few lengths there. Well, you can see Currumbin there on the top right of screen, and you would think Bagola Gold as well. They are now the 2 crews very much in the hunt for honours here in this heat. Of course, in the final round now. This is their last race. They really must come up with something big. And Bulleye Gold, well, they hit some dead water at the turn, but they've picked up a great wave as they now race back into the contest here. Yeah, sweet Paul Jones from Bulleye there, just keeping them in their seats and rowing nice and easy. You can see on board here, Maroochydore really struggling and really hoping for a wave here. Oh, you're watching something quite incredible. Bulleye Gold were out of it for all money, but look at them storm home. They're going to beat Bagola. Of course, that could ruin Bagola's chances for this overall race for Lion Honours. Bulleye Gold have come from the clouds, Wilco. And that, as they say, is the luck of the surf. Bagola doing absolutely nothing wrong. That wave shifted south. Bulleye looks like the only crew to get on it, sat there at the back, cruised straight past Bagola, who had basically the perfect race, and that there could cost Bagola the Australian representative title. Incredible stuff. What a finish from Bulleye Gold. Of course, one of the local crews here, local knowledge pays well for them today because they have cleaned up in Heat 1. They have taken maximum points, stolen it if you like, from Bagola Gold. That really does leave them out in the cold now in the overall race for Lion Honours, while the Currumbin Barbars led for just about the whole way in that race and only came home for 3rd. Quite incredible, but that is surfboat racing, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into Heat 2. And my co-commentator, Grant Wilkinson, has raced back down. He's joined his crew. Allura Wilco line up against the Newport Mako's Nobby's Beach and Northcliffe A, who need a big performance here. Nothing but a win for them will suffice, while pride is on the line for the rest in this race as well. This is Heat 2, Round 7, the last race of the day for these 4 crews, as Grant Wilkinson gets his crew fired up. They want a big finish. Oh, get through some tough stuff. The roller door early on there for Allura. Wilco, that is not what they wanted at the start of this one. You can see them powering through there, the Newport Makos. Consistency has let them down a little bit today as well. Northcliffe A
Just had the one really poor result, to be fair for them. A last place, we saw them drift off the race for overall line honours, but then a win in round 6 got them back on the pace somewhat, looking for a big finish here today. While Nobbies, the crew from Newcastle, want to end their day on the perfect note as well. Had a couple of wins in the early rounds as well, Nobbies. Dropped off the pace a little bit as the day went on. You can still see it's pretty lumpy in the race for the Cairns. Nobbies there, hoping to end their day on a high. You're back racing with Wilco's crew. Looks like they've hit stride pretty well after copping a bit of a hit early on in the race. That's Northcliffe A, of course, have had something of a day, particularly their bowman, Murray Stacey. We saw him earlier. His head was taped up. He looked like he'd done a couple of rounds with the champ. They do breed them tough in surf boat racing. You can see Newport there, the Makos. They have turned in front. They've done well. They've gotten out, made a good turn. Of course, a couple of brothers on board their crew. Lockie and James Brook actually have another brother, Nathan, who's in the Australian Ballet. Pretty talented family. Well, Tom, who is the second stroke, is also the club treasurer, so they must get a new boat every year at that club. Always good to have the treasurer in your crew, and they're doing a pretty good job. They've powered up now, the Newport Makos. They want to finish their day on a high. Sweet Michael King really has got them fired up. They just fell off the back of that one, though. Allura Wilco, he's looking for something to get them home. While Northcliffe A look like they've just fallen off one as well. So everyone's looking sideways. Who's got what? Waves are coming. Can they get on one? Nobby's Beach look for one. No, they can't do it either. Wilco, what have you picked up here, mate? Allura powering on. Can they finish their day well? They want to. Can they stay on top of this one? Northcliffe A indeed are right next to them. Both crews going for it. Nobbies it is. They're behind them, but they've got a runner. Will it be enough to see them come home? I don't think so. The Beach is going to beat Nobbies. But Allura, can they come home and finish this one well? It looks like they have. Grant Wilkinson, well done. The sweep for Allura has got his boys home to finish with a win. Just getting home ahead of Northcliffe A. Nobbies Beach there coming home in the race for minor placings. But it's Newport who will round that race out, coming home third. That is Heat 2 in round 7. The day is done for those 4 crews. They won't feature in the overall point score, but they have finished their day off well. Grant Wilkinson, well done. His crew get maximum points, 11, beating home Northcliffe A. The Newport Makos home in third. They get 8 points, while Nobbies Beach finish off their day with 4th.